Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Lulua Tech Designs, and I'm your boy Lulua Mark. We are back with the final part of our project. This is a 3-bedroom bungalow that we are creating, or we are designing. It's a modern house, contemporary, and we have done a lot already. We started our facading, and this is how far we have gone with it. But of course, we are now going to finish up this project so that we can have time for another project. So we shall start the project straight away without wasting a lot of time. We shall do most of the things now here in the 3D. I did this curtain wall. I used the wall tool to do this, but maybe for knowledge purpose, I have to show you how you do curtain walls. For Archicad, it is really straightforward. There's nothing unique about it. The curtain wall is just here in the design tool where you get the wall, windows, all these openings, and all other tools. You just get curtain wall here, and you can just draw it instead of a normal wall. You can just draw a curtain wall like that. When we come to the 3D, you'll be able to see a curtain wall here that almost looks like a gate. It looks like a gate, but this is a curtain wall. You can change a lot of things from here. When you come to the settings, you, of course, it's Control T, which we have been having for all the settings. So here you can do a lot of settings, but I'll not really dive so much deep into the settings, but you can explore it here. Most of the things are basically just a change in the material and removing some components on the parts of the curtain wall so that you can have something that looks neat. That's why I remember in the previous video I said I don't like the curtain wall that Archicad normal gives us, so you can see it here. That's why I decided to go with my own curtain wall. So I'll just delete this. I have mine here. What I want to do here is I want to reduce the height of this wall. When I just scroll with the middle part of my mouse, it can actually show me all the settings. Instead of Control T, I can get all the settings from here. So that's the quickest way of getting this thing. So I'm going to change the wall height from 15 to 800, just like that. Then we shall have something like this. Then I also want to I want to create another floor to cover up this part so that we don't have this opening or this galley here. I'll come to the ground floor. This one I'll do from the ground floor. We shall go to the ground floor. Just here, I'll just create a slab around here, this part here. So I'll come to the slab tool, then I can just start drawing. Actually, I'll just draw from here up to here. It will be down. Then when we just slide with our key, the middle part of the mouse, it will show us these properties, but here the properties are not active. So I'll Control T so that I can get the properties from here. We shall select this one so that we can control this. And this one here, for now, I don't want to do a lot about it, but I'll just change this story height. So we shall take this to, for example, let's just do 4 meters or 4,000 millimeters. Then we come to the 3D so that we can be able to control it from here. Let's see what it is. It has not gone up, however, it is still here. I will now change it from here. When I scroll, reference offset from home story, so we can do 4 meters above the ground. Then it will bring it up. It is here, as you can see. It is here. And then I want it to sit. I want it to cover this part properly. You see, it is still not covering this area well. So what we are going to do, first of all, I want it to sit perfectly. I think it is sitting perfectly here, but the only problem is it is not covering up to the part where I want it to cover. Now I'll turn it like this so that I can make some changes here. You click on that black node, this one here, then you come to addition. So you can click on it again, you just add. It has not added. Let me put it like this. So I'll do like this. I'll say I'm adding. So I can really just click, then I'll add like that. You see that? Then if I click here, it will add it to that part and it will cover this empty space or this hole that we had here. So now this part is covered. I think is now perfect, and even down here is okay. So this is what I wanted to do for this part here. However, I'm going to do something. Let me just cancel here. Every time when you see that these things draw in lines for you, you can right click and cancel, so that it will give you space. So I'm going to reduce this to this line as well. So this one is very easy. You just click on this node here, then you come to this stretch. You click on the stretch, you just bring it down, it will bring it down like that. So we can do the same for this one. We shall click on that node, the black one, we shall just stretch it down and make sure it comes and sits where it is supposed to sit. So now we have something like this. And then for this wall here, I want to increase the thickness. I want the thickness to enter inside here. If I come here and I can select this one, this type of stretch that can stretch it this side. However, I'm seeing it is giving us trouble, but we can go to the, let's go to the ground floor. It is this wall here. So if I want to make it bigger, to extend up to this side, I can just go to the Control T, or I can just scroll like this. Then this is the thickness. If I make it 300, let's see what we shall have. It will enter like that, but now I want it to enter inside. I'll Control D to drag it, then I'll drag it inside, a little bit inside like that, and then I can increase it again. Let's say 500. Now it has gone really big, so I'll Control D to drag it outside so that I can have it perfectly sitting here. You can zoom in so that you can see that it fits really well. And then this one has to come out. I'll Control D to drag it outside. I'll just bring it out like that. I'll zoom and make sure it sits on this wall perfect like that. Why I'm doing this part here, we shall use it for planters. You can use it to create planters. So when we come out, that's what we shall get. If we turn or we orbit this thing, that's what you'll see, which I believe is so nice from this side. That's what I wanted to achieve. So down here you can create a planter for flowers to decorate your house. So we can do the same. I think this one is okay. This side is okay. So I want to create something on this one here. I'm going to create something here. Before I create that, we want to create, let's create another thing, some extrusion kinda. This is a language for Revit, but it's extrusion that we are going to create on this side. So what I'll do, I'll come to the ground floor. This wall here, you see this wall, I'm going to copy it by Control Shift D, that is to drag a copy. I'll bring it this side, I'll place it here, then I come to the 3D, I'll see what it has given us. Now I'm going to come to this pick parameter. I'll pick this one, I'll come to inject, I'll inject it on this one. You see now it has deleted it, or not really deleting, but it has given the parameters of the other one to this. The next thing we can do, before I even do this, let me just Control Z, because I want it to go all the way to this other side. So from here, I'll just click on this node. I'll drag it all the way to the end of this wall here. I'll just do it like that. Then I'll make sure it is also attached to this one. Let me just drag it here a little bit like that, down, something like that. However, this wall is not looking straight. Let me first delete it. It doesn't look straight at all. I'll control shift D. I'll bring it here again, just like that, and then I can take this and drag it. You make sure you follow these dotted lines so that you don't make a curved wall or without you intending to make one. So here it is. Now what I can do, first of all, I want this wall to be a little bit down, but I'll first give it the parameters of this one. I'll come to pick parameters. I'll pick that one. I'll come to inject. I'll inject on it. So now we have this, but we're going to bring this one a little bit down. When you scroll with your keyboard, the middle part of your mouse, so the wall height is okay. And then this bottom story, let's do it 3 meters and see what we shall get. We are going to reduce it further. Let's do 2.5. I think that is perfect now. Yes, that's perfect. However, it is the wall height. I'm going to reduce it to, let's say, 600, and we shall increase this to 2.7. Is that correct? Oh, yes, that is correct. So just like that, just like that. That's what I wanted to do. However, I'm going to change the color. I'll give it this gray color here. Let me first see the type of gray we had here. When we come to the model, it is light gray. So we shall come to this, we control T, we come to model here, we shall click on one of these, we look for gray color, and we are picking the light gray. This light gray, click OK, just like that. Just like that. And then I can I'll create something on this later, but for now, let me cancel that. For now, I want to do something here. I want to create some, let's say, just a design anyway, especially like this one here. I'm going to create it here, but with a different touch. So let's go to the ground floor. I'll come and copy this one. I'll copy it with the Control Shift D. I'll move it all the way to this part here, just around this window here. Then I want it to be a little bit bigger than the other one. I'll make it like that. Then when you come to the 3D, this is what we get. This is what we get. And I'm going to reduce the thickness. I'll reduce the thickness. The thickness I can reduce from here. This one I can make it 400, just like that. Then I'll drag it inside with the Control D. I'll drag it inside, just like that, so that this other one can sit on it outside. It can cover it from outside. And then I am going to make it, I'll make it a little bit black. So let me make it black. Okay, before I do anything, I'm going to create some strips on it. I'll create some strips. So if I want to do that, these are the strips that I'm talking about. I'll just come to the ground floor. I will also pick that. I'll pick this with the Control Shift D to drag a copy. I'll just bring it here. I'll put one here, so I can just copy more of them by Control Shift D. This time you can control the distance that you are giving for them. So I am giving distance of 100. However, 100 seems to be very small. I'll first delete that. Let's control shift D. Then let's give it 300 like that. Then we control shift D to copy again. We give it 300. I think these three are enough. So when we come here, you see that's what we get. That's what we have. And I'm going to change the color of this to black. This control T. From the gray, I'll go to let's say paint. I'm looking for the dark gray, this one here. Okay, so that's like that. That's what we have here. Then this one, I need also a strip around the middle of this part here. What we can do to achieve this one easily, we can come to the ground floor. Since these ones are vertical, I can copy one, control shift D, then I can just bring it here. I will drag it all the way to the end, actually all the way to the end here, just there for now. Then that's what we get. I will drag it a little bit outside, control D to drag it outside, something like that. Then here, that's what we have. Now we can control it from the 3D. From here we can control the height from ground. This is 0. Now we can take it to, let's see, 4 meters and see where it will go. 3 meters. And then let's reduce the thickness, or I mean the wall height can be 100, something like that. Let me see what we have. This is it. So now I can just drag this one up to this by clicking the node. Then I just drag like this. See there? Now we have that. Then this one we can bring it all the way to the edge of this wall like that. Let it touch this part here. Let them be perfectly aligned. You need to zoom so that you can align them perfectly, just like that. So make sure you save your work before you lose it. I'll also do the same for this side. This one is not yet perfectly aligned actually. So here I'll just drag and make sure it is on the edge here like that. Then I need to also create one from this side. So we can go and do that. Let's do that. And what can we do? So we're going to create another wall. This time it will be like this wall, like this kind of wall. Let me see why it is showing us that. Let me come here, go to geometry, ground floor, the height, let's say 0.5. Then the thickness is just 15. So I have this wall here. Come to the 3D and see where it is placed. It is here. Now we are going to bring it here. Want it to be here. Want this wall to be here. So you can control D to bring it. I want it to be here. Let me see. Yep, I have it there. Now I'm going to control the height, but let me drag it a little bit. I'll control D, drag it a little bit outside, just around there. I have that. Now the color has to be white, or let me come to this. The model, we're changing the color to that white. And then from here, this was let me see, the of 3 meters, so I'll just also give this 3 meters high, like that. And then also this 100, the wall height should be 100, just like that. Now I can let's see if this and this one can intersect. So I'll just use the intersect tool to intersect them, and they're perfectly intersected. However, there is a lot of gap here. I didn't know this one was standing outside, so I'll have to take it inside. It has to be on this wall. See that? So I'll click on this, and then let me first zoom. Let me just click on this node, then I'll come to drag, then I'll try and drag it on this wall, just like that. So now I've dragged it, it is sitting on the wall. We can now intersect them again. I see it has lost its position. I'll bring it to 3 meters, just like that. Then I'll select the other one with the shift, then I'll come to intersect. I want them to intersect like that. See that? That's what we have. That's what we get. And I wanted to have this kind of design also up here. Now instead of drawing it again, I'll just copy this. I'll Control Shift D. From 3D here, I'll just drag it. Now we shall fight with it from here. So just pick it and put it there. And then we can pick this node, and then we stretch this side. We make sure it sits perfectly here on the edge. And then the same thing we can do for this side. Pick that node. You make sure you are stretching this horizontal type there, just like that. Just like that. So I believe we're almost getting done with this side of our building. We're almost getting done. And then of course we want to create a material for this side, a material that is good. So for this side, I think I'm going with the gray. Let me Control T. Then I'll change from the model here. I'll click on that. I'm looking for the gray, which is the light gray. Okay. Now we can do the same for this. Control T. You come to the model. You look for light gray. It's light gray, just like that. However, it is making this one not to be properly seen, this design, but I don't know if you can see it well from here. Let's see what else we can achieve here. For this middle part, right? For this middle part, now we have basically, let's see the colors we have. We have this light gray, and then we have this dark gray, and this white. Those are 3 colors, and I don't want to overuse colors. I don't want to use so many colors on a design. It's better we just go with these colors and try to achieve all the remaining things with these colors, because we already have this stone that is having a different color. So I'll change this wall here to gray as well. I think gray is going to become now our dominant color. Control T. We shall change that to light gray, and it is light, just like that. And then this middle part here, I wanted to give it a brick or a tile texture, but I think I can also give it this stone. I really don't know if I should give it that stone or I leave it white like this, but you have the privilege to change the colors and try to explore however much you can. You know, with the design, it can sometimes become a little bit tough when you are choosing colors, so you need to know the colors you want. I'm not happy with this window. I'm really not happy with this window because it is too small for this front part. So we shall select it. I've selected. I'll control T, and then I will change only the width. This window I will make it let's try 2.5 and see. That's going to be really huge. So huge. Control T. Let's do it 2 meters, like that, or 2.2 maybe. Then we can move the position. We can just come to the ground floor. Since it has increased in terms of width, picking a window is a hassle. So now there we can move it, we can drag it. I'm just using the arrow keys on my keyboard to move it. Let it come here like that. Let's see what we have. Now I believe this one is quite better. Let's drag it again. Let's drag it again so that it balances like this side, because we have a lot of designs here. So the window can cover us this part as a design as well. So when we come to the 3D, that's what we have. I think it is now sitting perfectly there. Okay. Now this slab is not sitting properly the way I want. It is this one here. I want it to cover the outside parts of our walls. So I'll just click on this node here. Then instead of coming to this add, I'll just click on this add to. That is going to add from all the corners. So I'll just drag it and put it in this corner like that. You see all the corners will be expanded outside, just like that. When you come to the 3D, you see that's what we get. Now it is covering up to the outside parts, just like that. However, the front part will always have more. It will extrude more. Let me say that it will extrude more. So for that case, I'll click on this. Then instead of it expanding all around, I'll just come to this positive one. Then I can click there. Then I create something here that is going to act like a balcony. It's not be too much really, just around there. Let's see what we get. So we have something like that. See that? So that is enough as our veranda, so people can easily access the house from this side. See that? I believe we are now done with this front part. We have done a lot here, and basically this is just to show you what you can do with these different tools. And I've used the wall tool for all this facading. That's how you can do work in Archicad. In Archicad, wall tool is a powerful tool that can do for you a lot of things, and you'll be able to achieve all your facadings with the wall tool, just like that. Now I am going to show you something, because we have done the facading. However, we have not done it all round, but I want to leave the rest for you as an assignment. You can now decorate the remaining areas the way you want, because I want to show you something else. I want to show you how you can do the landscape of this house, or how you can create yeah, from the landscape of course you can create steps, things like that. So we shall completely do that in the ground floor. From here we shall draw a lot of we shall draw a lot of lines. I'm going to select all these. I want to move it a little bit inside of this area, the elevation line. So I'll just control D to drag the whole project just like that. Put it there. I hope it has not disorganized our design. Cancel. Now it has disorganized us a lot. See what it has done? It has disorganized our design. So we shall control Z. So, oh, you can use this one here to undo it. Let's see. Go back to normal. That's how it is. Sometimes when you try to drag the whole project, you realize it disorganizes. However, we can just drag the elevations instead. I'll control D. I'll now move the elevation further behind so that we get enough space for our landscape. Control D. We shall just do a rough one so that you also know how to do landscape. So for you to do landscape, first of all, you need, let us come to the documents. We shall need it a lot now. This line tool here. Let's first draw something like a boundary. So I'll draw a boundary line like that. Something like that. So I'm going to select all of them, and then I'll just come to intersect, and they will all interlink like that. And then I can now use you can now use different line tools to create what you want to achieve. For now, I'll delete these lines away because they've already performed their task, so we don't need them. So I want to draw something circular here, just in front of the house. You first draw it like this. It will give you now the ability or the freedom to draw your circle, just like that. And then let's keep drawing. And then let's have let's have this spline tool to draw a line that is going to act as our, I want to draw something like this, something like that, something like this. So there, this one will be like the entrance to our house. I'll draw another one here. You need to measure these things so that you give enough space, otherwise you might find yourself drawing things that cannot be achieved. Just like that. Of course, you make sure you link them up. Okay, so this can come all the way to this. We can stretch it here, can stretch it all the way to this part, just like that. And then I'm going to draw a straight line. Just use this line. I'll draw it from here. I want it to come and link up with this one here, just like that. And then I'll drag this one, drag this node, and make sure it comes all the way this side. They're supposed to also link with this one. I can pick this node and take it there and make them to interlink like that. So now I can select these two just like that. I'll intersect. It's refusing, but we can just delete the excess with the control. You delete that, control, delete that. They will still intersect. So just like that. And then at this side we can also do the same. I want this one to come and attach itself to this, maybe around there. So we shall select both, then we delete the excess with control delete, just like that. Now when I click on this one, you see now we have created this part. However, we need to link them up here as well. So I'll create another line here, from here to there, and select it. I'll select now all of them, this and that. So this area we shall create, we shall use what? We shall use tile. We shall use tile to have our pavements. We shall use tiles for our pavements. Now you have the slab. You can use the slab and still change it to something else. And then when you come to the document, there is what we call mesh. Now this mesh is where you can create your grass, your land, your soil, all these ones you see here. It gives you the ability to draw the grass and the other things around. But what we have created for now is not for the grass, it is for the tiles. So I'll use the slab tool. After selecting the slab tool, I'll just come here, then hit my space bar on the keyboard, and it will return the cursor just like this, and all the lines will change to blue. Then I can just click there, it will place my slab. When I come to the 3D, you see that's what we get. However, it is sitting high up, but we can just take it. When you control T, you just take it to 0, just like that. You take it to 0, it will now perfectly sit there at level 0. Then control T again. Let's come to the model. Then here we change these ones to tiles. Let's see that, and I'll link them up. Let's see what we get. So something like that. I don't think that is the tile I need. Tiles. I don't know if these ones are having the same. They look like floor tiles. They don't look like pavements. Now I've got them here. Pavement bricks. I think this one. Let's try it. Now I'm going to still keep looking for that pavement. Let's try that. This one is so dark. This is total darkness. Pavements. Let's go with this last one. If it is not okay, I guess this this one is brick completely. We shall use the second one, but you can explore this. We shall use that and just go with this. So now this is our pavement, and it is the access to the house. Now this side here we shall create grass. This side here we shall create grass. How are we going to do that? We can make use of this line. Since it has worked for the pavements, now it will also work for our grass. Now we just need another line. We come to the document. Here you create another line here. The good thing, these are just now straight lines, no hassle. Create another one here, just like that. Now if I select this line, I select this line, and let me first select this one, that line, this one, and this one. Then I come to my design, I go to the mesh, like that. When I come and click here, it will place the mesh. Now when you go to the 3D, I'm not seeing it. So let's first try that again. I'll select this line. I'll select this and this. I'll come to the mesh. First of all, let's control it. Seeing here the is negative 200. Hope it has not placed it down. It's not there. So I'll control T, the mesh. Let it start from 0 anyways. Then for now, let's just leave it there. Let's see that. Generic, there's cut line, there's grass. Okay, we shall change a lot there later. Now I'll use my space, the space bar on the keyboard, just like that. I'll place it here. You see, it will place this thing and you'll see the pattern here as grass. Now when you come to the 3D, you see you have placed the grass just like that, and it is perfectly sitting with our pavements. You see that? See how nice that is. However, it is covering this circle that we created. We created this circle for a purpose. Now for this circle, this is a planter. We're going to create something here. So I'll click on one node, and I want to stretch it like this. You see that? And then I want to duplicate one. I'll just Control Shift D. I'll duplicate that. Then I'll click on the node, and I want to radially reduce it, just like that. And then I'll make sure they are sitting, they are aligning well with this one here. Now if I click on the other one, if I select this one, I can now create something around here. So for that matter, I'm going to the slab tool. I'll try and use let's see what they will give us. When we come to the 3D, we have that circle there. This circle, let's make it to sit on the ground, just 0. But the height, I'm going to make it 500. And then from 0, I see it is going downwards. Let's see, 1000. Still going downwards, so I'll try to increase it. I'll make it come out of the ground by saying let's say 200 from the ground, just like that. This was 500. Okay, so now I have that. I have this. We can control it. So I'll now it has given us that one, but we want to make the interior, this part here, we want to make it something else, right? We want to make it something else. So I'll come to, let's say, the mesh. I'll also click using what? Using my space bar. I'll click that. I come to the 3D and see what I get. It has, I think, created something, but it is this one. Let me try and select it. Okay, let me first click on this. Then when I click on that, if I want to angular stretch ellipse, let's select this just, and then you come to the slab, and then I will create another slab here, just like that. And then we shall select the slab, this one. We bring it down to 0. We take it to actually 300. just like that. Then we shall change the material. There. Let me just look for what. Let me first delete that. Come to the mesh. We click on that. Come to the 3D. I can't see where it is creating our. I think it has created it. Let me just select it here. Looks to be that one. See that? Let me try and bring it up to, let's say, 600. Now it is here. This is what I was looking for. Now I can control T, bring it to, let's say, 300, sitting there like that. So we shall use this part to create to plant something that we want. I can make this one white. Control T. I come to this part and make it white or brown or anything one. Stock white, rough, all just like that. So that's how you can try and play with your landscape. Then we can also create this side as grass. I'll come to the document, the line tool. I just link up this to that. I link this to this. I make sure this and this intersect. Then I'll select that. I'll select this. I'll select this. Then I can come to my mesh. Mesh is in the design. Click on mesh. You use the space bar to fill in. It is called the magic one. Just like that, it will fill your space with the grass. So here you have your grass here. See that? This is how you create a landscape in Archicad. Now you can play around and create roads, all the tiles, the pavements, the way you want it to be. So you just use the line tool. The line tool, as I told you, is one of the most important tools in Archicad. So for example, here, I just want to create a road here. Something like that, maybe. If you reach at the end and you want to stop, you can just double click and then come on control. You right click and shift cancel. So I can control shift D to drag a copy. I want this one to be 1 meter apart, or 1 point, let's say 1.5. Control shift D, 1.8 walkway. This will be a walkway. So I can do the same for other sides. Then I can control shift D. I bring it here. Have another walkway there. And then of course you want to link it up. You come to the line tool. You draw a line here to link that one up. You draw another line here to link them up. So I'll select this. I'll also select this one, then this. I'll come to the slab. I'll use my space bar to create that slab. When I come to my 3D, I'll have that slab. I'll scroll, I bring it to 0 so that it sits on the ground, just like that. We can do the same for this side. I think I can just now control shift drag instead of even doing the same again and again. So I'll try and put it there so that I can delete these other lines that I created before. So in the 3D, let me see what I have. It has taken the lines instead of what? Instead of the real slab. So I'll select the slab, Control Shift D. I'll just bring it here, just like that. Then in the 3D, that's what we shall get. Yep. So now I can also create grass around here. Come to the line tool in the documents, can create a line here, then another line here, another line here to here. I hope this is a line. However, this is not a line. We're in trouble because we have deleted our line. Oh God. Now let me try and find out how I can get this one back. I think the only choice or option we have here is to go back, just like that. We maintain this line here. We can let me just do this for all these sides, otherwise it will be causing for us problems. So I'll just come to slab in the design tool. I'll place it after selecting the space bar. Then we just bring it to 0 like that. You realize when you don't have the lines, it makes work really difficult. Now I can create the grass here, from here to here. Then this one can come from here to here. Then from here to here. Now I can select this, can select that. Then I can select this, then this. I'll come to the mesh in the design. I'll select the mesh with the space bar. I'll just click here and create that grass. See that? If you come to the 3D, that's what you get. See that? Yep. Now I can also do the same. I can come to the document, come to line. I'll draw a line from here. Let me first draw it. Let me leave some small gap here. I'll draw a line all the way to this part. Then another line to connect here. Another line to connect this. So I can select all of them. This, and this. So you come to the mesh in the document, in the design, with the space bar, you put your grass there. Come and see what you have done, and it is beautiful. Not so? Just like that. So we can do the same for the other side. We just create lines. Document. Actually, I close this. Come here, line here. Let me start here to there. And then there's another line here going all the way here. Then another line connecting this, just like that. Then I can now select the lines. Can select them just like that. Then you come to your design, you pick the mesh, you come to spacebar, you pour your grass there. Just like that. We can also do the same for the other sides. So I'll just come to the line tool. As usual, I'll click on the line tool. I'll draw another line. From here, I'll leave some space. Just like that. I'll draw a line here. I'll connect this one to this. Then I'll connect this one to this. I'll select all the lines just like this. Remember, if you want to select multiple things one after the other, use the shift key. we come to design. The mesh tool is here. We pour with the space bar, we just pour the grass there. So this is what we have. This is what we're doing. I want to change the color of this so that they can properly be seen. We shall change the surface to something white, maybe white. I will not link them, just do that so that you can see it. So I'll come to this pick parameter. I'll pick this parameter, I'll inject it to this. I'll also pick the inject, I'll inject it to that, just like that. Now this is how you can create your landscape. You keep creating this to suit your desire and create it all around, and your project will look really complete and beautiful. Now if you have trouble and you want to edit what you have already created, for example, now when I come to the ground floor, I see that this part here is too narrow. If I want to edit, I'll just select it. When I come to, you just click on any of the nodes here, then you come to this, you can say I want to reduce. So you can reduce it the way you want. For now, let me just do a straight, draw something straight like this. When I click that, it will cut off this part. And then there's this one here. I'll just now increase it. I'll click on the node. Instead of reduction, I'll increase. I'll click there. I'll just draw it like that. I want to make sure this one does not enter inside there. I'll say I want to reduce. Click there. Then I want to reduce from here. Going to top off. I don't know why this thing is still giving me. So I want to cut off this part. I want to do something here like that. This part has to go. Let me come to the 3D and see what we have. Now we have something like that. That means you can walk around here. You can also do the same for this side. You can do the same for this side. You just go to your ground floor. You can also do those things in the 3D as well, but for me it always gives you more work when you do it from the 3D. Here it is a little bit easier. So you just click on the node. You should understand this thing. There's this one that creates changes all around on all the corners or the sides. This one you can add it to specific side. Here you subtract. So these are the major things or tools you'll use. So I can just create something here like that, delete that. I come to this, I say I want to add, click on the addition sign. I can add up like that, just like that. Now we have I can now delete these lines. Actually those other things are lines. They've already done their work. They are now free to leave. So now when you come to the 3D, that's what you get. See, now the road is a little bit clear for you to walk. From here you can walk direct to your house. From here you can walk, then you go and access the backyard. So this side we can create a garden, things like that. So that's how you can do this. Then if you want to there's let me see what else I can show you before we close this project, because we are almost done. So if you want to plant trees or you want to have things, for example, if I come to this, I can place, let me just place there. And then I come to the 3D. Let's see what we have. We still have a plant here. See that? I have a plant here. I believe it is sitting up. So we can control the height. We say it has to, this is what? This one has to be 0. Let us sit down like that. Then I can duplicate. Control Shift D. Can now take here. Control Shift D can take here. Control Shift D can take here. Control Shift D I can take here. Now we have plants here. See that? Then when these ones, now you just go to object and you search for whatever thing you want to have. Object here, still plant. Let me look for another one. A tree that is worthy. I guess I'll go with this. Then I want it to be here. So when I come to the 3D, that's what I'll get. You see that? That's the kind of tree I want for this part here. So that's how you can do these things. Let me bring it up by 200. Let me do it 300. 300 up. So just like that, you have your, we have done a landscape. We have put trees. We have flowers or planters. So basically, that is how you can achieve a project in Archicad. These are all the things you need to know to have a complete project. However, we have other things that we shall introduce in the next project, because I know you still have questions. For example, if you want to create something complex, for example, you want to create a profile that cannot easily be achieved with the wall tool, what else can you do? We have what we call complex profile. It is can I show you? It is this one here, this complex profile. When you want to create, for example, those classical designs, you use this complex profile. I believe we shall be able to create a video to show you how you can create complex profiles. In your next project, you should be able to use some of the complex profiles, because when someone asks you for a classical design, the only way to achieve that will be to use this complex profile, because with it you can create something unique and really complex. Then there are things like wall openings. There are things like shapes on wall that we have not done. We have really just created an easier facading. Of course, these days with the contemporary building, people don't want a lot of things on their house. So this is an easy one. But the next project, I'll be able to employ some of the things that we have not applied in this project. However, this is actually big enough for you to do a complete project, because we started everything from the scratch. And I am glad that you have continued up to this last part of this project. And if you started from part 1, congratulations. And I believe with this you can be able to hit your chest and say that I can design a house, a complete house in Archicad. And of course, as always, I'll see you in the next project. From this, for today, and about this project, we are done. The rest you can continue and try to finish up some of the things, especially you can put more facading on the other sides, because I basically wanted to show you what you can do with the front side. So that is it from me. Thanks a lot for always being with us. Make sure you subscribe if you found this video very useful to you. I will see you again in the next project. Thank you.